All right, in further developments that we're tracking this hour, Ghana government has expressed disapproval of the US government's invasion of Venezuela and the abduction of the country's president. A statement issued Sunday, January the 4th, 2026 and signed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto Abalwa, said the Ghana government is alarmed at the unilateral and unauthorized invasion of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela by the US and the subsequent abduction of President Nicolás Maduro and his wife, Cilia Flores, in the early hours of Saturday, January 3rd, 2026. Arzu joins us for more on this story. Arzu, Ghana now reacting to this strike in Venezuela. What has Ghana said? Arzu, can you hear me? I think we're having some connection issues with our reporter. Ambassador Bhashwati Mukherjee, former diplomat, is joining us live. Ambassador Mukherjee, if you can hear me, what do you make of this response by Ghana? Ghana now issuing their first statement on this strike in Venezuela and capture of Maduro too?
I think Ghana had an excellent bilateral relationship with Venezuela, and their reaction is natural for a smaller developing country which sees the international order is changing and shifting in a manner in which the mighty are right and those who are smaller, who do not have so much economic or political power, are now beginning to feel uneasy that the international law which protected the world from getting into a third world war after the end of the catastrophic Second World War appears to be breaking down along with the UN system and multilateralism. And I'm sure more such reactions will emerge over the next 48 hours because of the fact that since Noriega was lifted from Panama many decades ago, this kind of abduction of a president who may or may not be guilty of the very important charges that have been brought against him. The point is that the manner of his abduction and being taken to a third country to be tried under that country's domestic law is an infringement of the existing international law. In order to get over it, in fact, the international community had created the International Criminal Court. The United States is not a state party to the International Criminal Court because the International Criminal Court, you can indict heads of state and government for heinous crimes, and they are tried at The Hague, and then the penalty is given, no death penalty, the penalty is given, etc. But that is the route followed by countries who wish to follow the route of international law. This is an unilateral action, and what is disturbing is that we don't know what will be the repercussions on law and order in Venezuela, on the future of Venezuelan resources, which it has been stated will be administered by United States. American oil companies will be getting into Venezuela. Where does that leave the system of governance and rule of law in Venezuela? So the vice president has been sworn in as acting president. There is no talk of having another election. The presidential candidate who was defeated but who claimed that he won, he is taken refuge in Spain for a long time. There is no talk of bringing him back either. So the situation is very, very confused. And under those circumstances, more and more such statements will emerge until the United States gives us some clarification on what are their exact intentions to restoring the sovereignty of Venezuela.
Absolutely. Stay with us. Stay with us. In fact, we're getting more breaking news, in fact, now coming in. Live visuals emerging from the Venezuela-Colombia border, which shows tanks being moved. The situation is currently normal and peaceful. Colombian soldiers are patrolling the border.